Unfortunately, I'm here to talk about a shooting that occurred this afternoon here on the east side that resulted in the death of a man. We're early on in this investigation. We're still trying to piece together what occurred, but I can tell you what we know at this point. At approximately 9:51 this morning, our officers were called to the parking lot of Target on Suburban Avenue on a report of a shooting. While officers were en route to that call, they were given an update stating that an adult male was dropped off at the fire station at Suburban Avenue in White Bear, suffering from apparent gunshot injuries. St. Paul Fire paramedics that manned that station provided care to that man, but unfortunately, he was pronounced dead at the fire station. Officers secured the scene at the fire station, around the vehicle where the man was driven to the station in, and also a scene at the Target parking lot where we believe the shooting occurred. Our homicide investigators are trying to determine the facts that led to the shooting and who is responsible. Our forensic services unit will also be out processing the scene with the hopes to find any physical evidence that tells us a story of what occurred out here. Our video management unit will also be working with Target and other businesses in the area to determine if any video was captured of this incident. We ask that anybody, it was just before 10 a.m. this morning, so there's a lot of people out. We ask anybody that witnessed anything out there that they believe was suspicious or they thought was off to give us a call. Call investigators at 651-266-5650. We will take any information that you have. A little piece of information can break a case wide open and help us immensely, so we'll take anything. We'll be working with the Ramsey County Medical Examiner to positively identify the victim and determine his exact cause of death. This information and any other updates in this case will be released on the St. Paul Police Department's Twitter account as it becomes available. This is the 9th homicide of 2023 in the city of St. Paul. Keeping in mind we're early on, I'll take some questions.
Do you know if anyone else was in the car? Did this individual drive himself to the station?
No, he was driven by another person, and investigators are speaking with that person.
There was some reports of a potential suspect that police were looking for. Can you elaborate on that at all?
I can't. As far as the officers were searching the area for a possible suspect, but as far as the investigation goes, I don't think there's anything that we have that we're ready to talk about publicly yet. We want to make sure we vet everything that we have, and we also want to protect our investigation because there's only a certain number of people that we want to protect what people could be calling in with information. We don't want to taint that pool of witnesses.
But there were some witnesses to this.
There were witnesses, yes.
Who was targeted?
Unknown. We're trying to figure that out. Once we determine who the victim is and try to get into what the circumstances are, they're trying to look at all those scenarios right now.
But so far, is it suspect or suspects?
Unknown. We would leave it wide open. We don't know.
Did they leave in a vehicle?
Don't know. All part of the investigation. Hopefully, as this works its way out, we'll be able to determine a lot of that.
But it was just contained to the parking lot. There was nothing inside the store.
Correct. There was nothing in the store.
The back window of the vehicle that was here was apparently shot out. Was the person, any idea, was the person shot while in the vehicle or outside the vehicle? Was that hit by a stray bullet?
It's possible. I believe he was around the vehicle. I don't know if he was inside, outside, or where. The investigation hopefully will bear out the exact location of the victim when the incident occurred.
Were there any other injuries or bullets recovered?
No other injuries known in this case. As far as what's been recovered, I don't know. Our forensic services unit, I did not go by the scene. I don't know if they're still up there recovering evidence, but that would be part of their job, and I'm guessing they'll be looking for anything related to this shooting that could tell them what occurred. Okay.
For the fire station, when the man was driven over here, did they enter the fire station, or was this all outside?
No, it occurred right behind me here on the apron of the station. They just pulled up, pounded on the door, I'm guessing, for help, and the firefighters came out to provide help.
All right, thank you, everybody. Just
Can you
to be
just
clear,
I have one more question? Can you just speak about the nature of this shooting, the fact that it was in broad daylight in a obviously crowded place?
Yeah, it's very brazen. The fact that somebody would engage in a shooting in the middle of a Target parking lot at 10 a.m. on a Thursday is beyond anybody's normal thought pattern. The fact that people are choosing to use weapons possibly to solve differences or whatever they're doing is crazy. We would ask anybody with information related to anybody that is involved in this case, but if anybody would have information regarding anybody that's illegally carrying a gun or doing gun crimes in our city, to contact the police department, and so that we can get ahead of this.
I did have one more question, if you don't mind. The Target store was locked down briefly, and can you tell me about the circumstances there? What happened after the shooting?
I don't know as far as what occurred with the store locking down. I believe that was on their own. I don't know if officers directed them to do that, but as the people were released from the Target store, officers were helping people that maybe had cars that were contained within that crime scene, help them get their cars out, and also speak with people to see if they witnessed anything, trying to gather more information.
And the only